You are not your views. You are not your subscriber count. You are not your bank balance. You are not your sales. You are not what your content metrics are saying about you this week. And if you're building a business, creating content, making art, putting yourself out there online, I need you to hear this. You could be one viral video away from success and still feel like a failure because success doesn't automatically change your self-concept. I've spoken to creators who are convinced they are failing while they are helping thousands of people. I've watched people hit goals they once prayed for and immediately move the goalpost. And I've done it myself. Yes, I have. Because the real problem isn't the metrics. The real problem is the meaning you've attached to them. So in this video, I want to talk about why your nervous system keeps using numbers to decide who you are, why that destroys your magnetism, and how to stop letting external feedback become your identity. Before we go deeper, I want to say, some people watching this are probably creators, business owners, coaches, artists, people trying to build something online. Showing up online can feel weirdly emotional sometimes, like way more emotional than it should. You'll tell yourself you're just checking your analytics, and 5 minutes later, you're questioning your entire existence because a video didn't do what you thought it would do. And when you really look at it, it all makes sense. For most of human history, belonging mattered. To belong is to matter. Being accepted mattered. Being rejected had consequences. So even though we know logically that a YouTube video getting 20 views isn't a life or death situation, your nervous system doesn't always experience it that way. It doesn't. It experiences feedback. It experiences approval. It experiences rejection. It experiences social standing. Today, the tribe looks different. It's views, comments, likes, subscribers, and sales. And if we're not careful, if we don't have a healthy ego, we start using all of those things to decide how we feel about ourselves. I've definitely done this. I've uploaded videos that I thought will be noticed from the moon, and they didn't always perform great, right? I've watched subscriber numbers move slowly. I remember sitting there thinking, why does this affect me so much on a nervous system level, Why can one number make me feel good and another number make me feel terrible? And eventually, I arrived to the harrowing truth. I wasn't afraid of being seen. I'm not scared of that. I'm not hiding. I post the videos, I go live, I say what I think, I share controversial opinions. I've passed that bit. I put myself out there. What I was really scared of was what the numbers might mean about me. Because if a video flops, does that mean I'm not good enough? If my channel grows slowly, does that mean I'm not successful? If someone else grows faster than me, does that mean they are better than me? And that is the trap, because once you start asking those questions, the metrics stop being information and they start becoming an identity scorecard, right? What the fuck? Don't get me wrong, metrics matter, views matter, sales matter, watch time matters, yes, revenue matters. I'm not one of those people who's going to sit here and say, yeah, none of that matters because we're so spiritual and we've transcended being human. Of course it matters. If you're running a business, you should care about results. The issue is when the results start deciding how you feel about yourself, because metrics tell you how something performed. They don't tell you who the fuck you are. This is where a lot of people accidentally give their power away. My channel hasn't reached millions of people yet, but I don't get on camera feeling small. I don't get on camera feeling like a mosquito. I show up like a fucking beast because I know what I know. I know money wounds. I know financial self-sabotage. I know people's nervous system patterns when it comes to money like no one else. I've spent years studying this. Now I'm teaching people this. I've watched these patterns play out over and over and over again. My competence doesn't disappear because a video underperforms. My knowledge doesn't vanish because YouTube had a bad week. and yours doesn't either. A lot of people are waiting for external proof before they give themselves permission to trust themselves. And that's a miserable way to live, because the goalpost keeps moving and it will keep moving. You hit one goal and now you need another one. You hit that one and now you need another one. You get the subscribers and now you want more subscribers. You get the shmoney and now you want more shmoney. You get the clients and now you want more clients. You know? That's how, there's always another mountain. There's always another fucking mountain. And somewhere along the way, you've forgotten how to stand still long enough to recognize what you've already become. Perception is reality only when you don't know who the fuck you are. Once you know who you are, perception becomes feedback. I'll say that again. Perception is reality only when you don't know who you are. Once you know who you are, perception becomes feedback. A video is feedback. A good video is feedback. A sale is feedback. No sales is feedback. Growth is feedback. Slow growth is feedback. None of it gets to decide your worth. None of it gets to decide whether you're intelligent. None of it gets to decide whether your work matters. And that's where magnetism comes from. The most magnetic people I've ever come across are people who know who the fuck they are, regardless of the feedback they receive. They take the feedback on board, they learn from it, they adapt, modify, hone, whatever. They improve, but they don't hand their identity over to it. If you've been building something online and you've noticed your confidence, your self-worth, or your sense of safety rising and falling with shmoney, success, views, subscribers, or validation, there's usually a deeper pattern underneath that. There's always a deeper wound. I go into this in one of my videos titled Fear of Being Seen. I'll link that below. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Sending you love, and I will see you in a jiffy.